Search the Eurotrip online on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram.
Bonsoir l'Europe.
This is the Eurotrip. Eurotrip.
Of May, the first semi-final will be taking place. 18 songs are competing, only 10 can qualify. We have been ranking them here at the Eurotrip, and now we're going to reveal which 10 have qualified from our jury. Joining me is the self-proclaimed loveliest person at the Eurotrip, Emily. New with us today is Callum. He is joining the Eurotrip, and this is his first video with us. Hello, Callum.
Hi.
So, and here's something. Callum doesn't actually know what 10 are through. Like, neither does Emily. Only I know. But Callum has no idea how we rank these songs at all. Me and Emily kind of know because they're on the blog spot of our site, obviously. But Callum has no idea. So this is going to be fun. So we're going to go for the top 10, give our thoughts, and all that lovely stuff. Right. So the first qualifier was Iceland. No real shock here. Blessed holiday, hear them calling. These are obviously announced in a random order, but yeah, the first qualifier from the semi-final is Hear Them Calling. Callum, I'm going to come to you first. What are your thoughts on Blessed Holiday song?
Really? She lives to national band in Iceland. She's got a great performance, she's got a great voice, she's a great performer. And I think the song is current, it's a bit more modern, perhaps futuristic. And I think that's what Eurovision needs, especially for Iceland as well. So I think it's the perfect qualifier.
Agree with that. It's very modern, obviously with the background as well, the movements and things like that. I would even go as far as to say that it's probably the best Iceland has sent in quite a while, and it definitely does deserve to qualify.
Yeah, clean sweep here. I absolutely love this song. I only gave 2 10s in this entire batch of songs, and this was one of them. I find this absolutely flawless. From the first listen, I fell in love, and then it changed to English, and it got better. Then the revamp was even better. I can't fault this song in its staging. This is my winner. Hands down, I want this to win. Do I think it can? Maybe not. But I see no reason why it can't. It's a strong contender, and we know she's gonna kill it live because she's proven it before. And yeah, I see no reason why this can't qualify and do top 10, top 5 in the final. Isn't looking as positive though.
I'm hoping top 10. I really think it should. I would want it to win, if I'm honest. I think it would be winning material, but who knows what will happen.
Indeed. Right. Second qualifier from the first semi-final is Malta with Irolosco and Walk on Water. I'm going to kick this off. The song is hashtagged WOW, but I've not had a wow feeling from it once. I mean, it's a good song. It's okay. It's better than Chameleon. But I don't know. There's just nothing that grabs me to make me go, oh my god, I love this song so much. Like, there's nothing there for me about it. I think it'll get through, and I think it deserves to get through, but I don't love this song as much as most people do. But it's, yeah. Think of Walk on Water then. Are you agreeing or disagreeing with what my very, very vague description?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this song. Probably in the minority of people who really do enjoy it. I could see it on the mainstream music channels. And I mean, it's better as the studio version than live if you've seen the rehearsals. They're not brilliant. And she'll qualify easy, I think, but it's just difficult to say whether she'll place in the final, whether she'll be on the left or right hand side of the scoreboard. I really don't know, but she'll definitely qualify.
I agree with that. I think it will qualify, but it's not one of my favourites of the competition. I feel like because it's era, obviously, she's quite well known throughout Europe, obviously through Malta and everything. And so just because of that, I think she'll do well. The song itself it's modern, but I don't know if you saw from the first rehearsal what she was wearing. She was wearing a projection dress, which could go one of two ways. It could either look really good or sort of tacky. And for now, from what I've seen in the pictures, it's sort of on the tacky side, but it could go either way on the night.
Yeah. I heard about the projection coat thing she's wearing. because it's absolutely massive. Like, people have been saying in Stockholm it drowns her out almost, like it's taking away her figure and her shape, which I can imagine. So yeah, and with things like that, it is so precise it could go really well or really wrong. My main gripe with the rehearsals that we've seen so far is they're doing in Azerbaijan and putting pointless backing dancing in when it's not needed. I mean, that bloke who's there does not need to be there at all. Maybe something's going on with the LED floor, but at the minute he's just like jumping around and popping around, and it just makes no sense to the song either. I don't see any connect with it at all. So, I do I think it'll qualify? Yes. Do I think it'll do as well as everyone's saying? No. I mean, it has gone up in the bookies' estimations, but I don't think it's going to do as well as the bookies are saying, personally. The juries will love it, I think. I think it's the public is where it's going to fall short. So our third qualifier is not a returning artist this time, but it's Freddie, Hungary and Pioneer. Emily, do you want to kickstart us off with your thoughts on Pioneer?
Yeah. Okay, I really like this song. I've liked it since the national final. I'm really happy that it qualified in the Euro jury, and obviously I want it to qualify in real life as well. Because his voice is different, I think, from what we've heard before. It's sort of like, I don't know how to describe, maybe a bit like raspier, but in a nice way. And the song's really strong, and I think from the first rehearsal they stuck to sort of what they had in the national final. It looked quite similar with the guy with the big drum and the backing singers. And so I think it will qualify, but maybe like 8th, 9th maybe? Depends really.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good song, and I do think it will qualify, but it'll be 8th, 9th, or 10th. This isn't like a solid qualifier. And my main reason for saying it's not a solid qualifier is just because his diction is a bit off at times. Like, I can't understand what he's saying. And I think that's just the power of his voice, or because the track is too loud, but sometimes you can't hear him properly, which, could hurt him. But I don't see it affecting him too much because, say, it's a good song, good singer, he's attractive as well, so people are going to fawn over and vote for that as well, let's be honest. And yeah, I just don't see anything really holding the song back. Like I said, they stuck to the national final staging, which, if it's not broken, don't fix it. There's lava on the floor in the rehearsals, it looked like. Well, that sort of feeling, so I'm intrigued to see how that's going to all work out. So, yeah, I think it's qualifying, so, again, we'll have to see. Callum?
Not really a fan of this one, to be fair. I think, well, there's reactions though. No, I agree with Andy with the fact about his voice. Yeah, he's got like a raspy voice, but I think that's the only thing that the performance is not going for it really, that he's got an alternative kind of voice. I think the song isn't good enough for him. I think if he had a different song, he'd qualify easily, but I think this is, if it qualifies, it'll be 10th, but that's all I can expect from it really.
Okay, then. So if you're expecting it to qualify, it's not making any waves in the final then? Like, right
No,
now,
definitely
the
not. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Not every song can be a home run. I accept that. No, I will admit about maybe the song isn't good enough for him, sort of thing as well. Just because I've heard his other single, which is called Mary Jo, which is more sort of, I don't know how to describe it. It just suits him better. But like I said, we've got Pioneer. I like Pioneer. Hopefully it'll qualify. Qualifier number 4, and this is going to be interesting for me to talk about. Azerbaijan, Samla with Miracle. Right, this is why it's interesting for me. When I ranked it, I had it quite high, but if I could change a score, this would be the one. I know she's unwell at the minute, and that's why her vocals were a bit off, but there's no excuse for being that bad when you're unwell live, and the staging just looked horrendous. Like, again, unnecessary backing routines, which it doesn't need. I'm pretty sure we said in the review she just needs to stand there and sing with nothing else going on, and it will do fine. But no, they're just going, we're Azerbaijan, let's stick in some dancing, let's do... it cheapens the whole thing. Like, this I now don't enjoy. I now, like, if I had to be blunt and rework a top 10 for myself, this is dropping out. This is not qualifying in my eye. I don't want this in the final. I know it's a bit harsh, but the song I never got a wow moment from it either from this song, and it's just slipped, and I just keep forgetting it as well. And you know, the fact there's also a Melody Festival and reject as well, you know, it kind of says a lot about the song. Not that I could ever see Molly Penson Hammer singing this song, but the fact it got turned away from there and just given to Sandler kind of shows that, yeah, we didn't have a song, this'll do, go and sing it. So if it qualifies, it's not doing well. I think we've got another Delara moment on our hands, to be honest. Your face is why.
I mean, I agree with the Delara comment. If she does qualify, it will be 10th probably, and then get 25th in the final or something. But I have a feeling that she will pull herself out there and actually perform well for the semi-final. Like, I know the first rehearsal were pretty bad, but I have a feeling that because it's Azerbaijan, you know, people will end up voting for it, and I don't feel like this should be the song that would lose their non-qualification record, the record. As much as I don't really like it right now. Because at first I thought it was really good from the studio version, but then obviously you hear it live and it's a bit... meh. Not so good.
Your thoughts on it? Agree or disagree with us?
Well, I loved it the first time I heard it, and I thought, wow, this is going to do Azerbaijan well, but it's really dropped down in my estimations, really. And as you both were saying, her rehearsal was a bit naff. And if that's just down to her being unwell, then fingers crossed she gets better. But no, I'm glad Azerbaijan sent something a little bit different to what they usually do. But no, I've fallen out of love with this one. I can't see it making waves in the final at all.
First got released, this was like one of the favourites to win, like 4th or 5th in the bookies, and it's just completely fallen off the radar. I don't think it will happen again in the final. If it qualifies, first or second half, this is just being put slap bang in the middle, I think.
Yeah.
It'll be the forgotten ballad, which Eurovision always throws up. Which is a shame, but, you know. Our 5th qualifier is Estonia, with Yuli Putinen and Play. I really like this song. I think I'm in the minority with this when I say I really like it, and I wanted it to win SD Lau. From first listen, this was my winner. I didn't care for Laura and Supersonic. This was my winner. I'm glad it did. And he's still doing really well. He's still turning out performance after performance. You know, he still can hit those notes. That long note at the 2:30 mark, he still absolutely gets. It's very cool. It's very almost like a jazz bar or Bond theme kind of style thing, which I really like. The changing lights from red to blue, I think, is just really quite nice and cool. And it's a cool song, so I don't see this having any problems with it qualifying. Although it's a strong semi-final, there's not too much like this in the sense of when we look at the male vocalists in the competition. So I think it can qualify, and I think it will.
This is definitely qualifying easily. I think his voice alone would get any song through the semi-finals easily. It's just something different, really. And I think his performance, I think he's got something quirky like a magic trick going on as well, which will pull in some more views. Think, oh, this guy's good. So anything else he can add to the show is going to help. But yeah, easy qualifier, and fingers crossed I can't sign more.
Agreed.
I agree, 100%. Yeah. I think it's different, obviously, because all the other songs we've seen so far are all like have massive projections or they're strong ballads or something like that. Whereas Estonia is different to we haven't heard this year anything like it. It's quite dark, but it's also quite a chill song. It's a bit like Estonia last year. That was different, and they're going for the same sort of approach this year. I don't know if it'll do as well as Estonia did last year. I hope it does because it's probably just as good. But it will definitely qualify.
Yeah, you're saying about Magic Trick, Callum. I'm kind of hoping not, because they did that in 2011 and that didn't go well for them. So, hope he's a bit more of a smart Magic Trick if there is one.
Fingers crossed.
Qualifier number 6 is the big obvious one that we've been avoiding. It's Sergei Lazarev and You Are the Only One for Russia. Now he had a bit of a tumble in his first rehearsal, but he's fine, it's all good, he's still absolutely fine. Getting onto the song, I just, if this song was sung by any other country, they wouldn't care for it, I feel. Don't get me wrong, I like the song, and I rated it highly. I just do not think all of its plaudits are well deserved. Like, a lot of people are ignoring a few major flaws of this song, with, they say it's forward thinking and innovative, but it sounds like it's from 2007. His vocals do save it, granted, but the lyrics and the main construction of the song just sounds really like old. Like, just, it doesn't sound like Eurovision for 2016. It just sounds like they've just got a name that everyone knows and wanted to do Eurovision to do it. And I know this is still the bookie's favourite, but I'm not putting any money on this to win. I don't. Top 3, yeah, because it's Russia. It'll be amazing to watch, and he can sing, but the song itself is not the best in this year, I think, at all. So, as much as I do like it, I'm not losing my head over it.
That. Well, okay. Let me try and formulate a response here. I agree that it is pretty dated. The first time I heard it, I was expecting a lot more, especially because it was so hyped that Sergei was going to be doing it. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to be amazing." And then at first I heard it, and I was like, "It is pretty good." I did like it at first, and obviously the only problem was that it did sound dated. But one thing I don't like is that I've seen people comparing the projections to Mons, and I'm like, well, yeah, I understand they both use the screen, but they use it in completely different ways, and surely that should not be the thing that a performance is centered around. It's a song contest. You need to think about the song and the vocals, not just the gimmick behind it. But it will obviously qualify. That for one, that's a definite qualifier, and I know that it will come top 5. Whether it will win is a different story. I'm not sure. I think it could have the potential to win, but I'm not sure how people will react to that. I don't think many people would be happy because it's Russia and because people think it is dated or copying Mars, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I've got a mixture of both your opinions really. Definitely dated, very dated song. Lyrics are a little cheesy, but I think that like kind of helped it a little bit. He's a great performer. He's got a great voice. He has a great performance on the stage. Definitely qualifying, definitely top 5 because he's the biggest and most famous pop star in Russia. So
he's going to get points from everywhere just because he's been doing like a never-ending world tour, it looks like. I mean, he was, before he had this incident during his performances, he was going to be going to Estonia the following week, and then Sweden, and then this, that, and the other. I do think it looks a bit like Monza Screen, I'm sorry. You know, I initially got that as a bit like, it was too similar for my liking. And I was kind of like defending because everyone bashed Greta's song so hard for copying Mons when it didn't. Like, I think that's far, like, Sergei's song is closer a rendition of Heroes than Hear Them Calling is. And everyone jumped on her for it, but no one really did it for Sergei, which I personally felt was a little unfair. And it just looked like it to me. And yeah, I mean, it's still impressive. It's still going to do very, very well, and people aren't going to remember Heroes from last year when they look at this, or not straight away. So I don't think that matters as much at all. So, but it's a definite qualifier, top 3, 5. If it's a winner, we'll have to see. I'm not against it winning because it's still a good song. It's just I personally don't want it to win. And that's purely the song and nothing else before anyone says anything. It's not just because it's Russia, it's just because I don't think this song is the best. That's all. But at least it's not a peace ballad. We can be grateful of that. They've fixed that. 7 is another personal favourite of mine. Nina Kraljic and Lighthouse for Croatia. Yay! This is my other 10. I gave this a 10. Again, I think this song is flawless for me. I love her voice. I love this song. I love the progression of it. The big key change at about 2 minutes 15. I absolutely love it. And, you know, we heard her in London and she can do it and she can do it well. I thought she did it well. I saw your face, Emily. I I have a lot of hope for this song. I think this will stand out. I mean, it's going on quite early in the semi-final. I think it's in position number 5 in the semi-final, so I'm not sure if that will help or hinder it. But I'm feeling positive about this song. Like, as the song goes, I'm feeling very positive about it. I think it can do very well. Emily, I can just see you pulling faces. What are you thinking?
Okay. So when we judged all these songs, we only really heard the studio versions, and when I first heard the studio version, I thought, this is amazing, it could win. Then I heard the live performances, which aren't so good. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen her dress. That is certainly one factor that we won't forget. That is probably going to get the Barbara Dex Award, let's be honest. That's obviously a memorable part of the performance, but one thing is, as much as I like her song, I think her voice can be quite weak on the chorus. As I see it live, it sort of went down in my rankings a little bit. I think it has a bit of a less chance to qualify, mainly because of the live vocals. And I hope you don't kill me, Elliot, because I know this is one of your favourite songs of the competition. But yeah, it's in the middle for me.
You're in the police side of me, though.
I can't really. I can't. No, it's like it's in the middle. It's like one of those that if it came on shuffle on your iPod, you'd look at it and think, should I skip it? Yeah, I'll skip it. I think it might qualify. Just part because of her outfit. Because when the recap comes on of all of the performances, people might say, "Oh, who am I voting for?" And then they might go, "Oh, I'll vote for that lady with the dress." And then people that might help her through, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the song. It's just one of those songs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do get what you mean. He has been like in the right mood to appreciate it, I guess
Mhm.
you can say. But for those who are wondering what the hell we're on about, Nina's first outfit is this massive silver and black thing with trees on it, which has been a running theme for her, the whole trees and everything. But as I put it, it makes her look like a badly wrapped Christmas present because it's about as wise as it can be. Luckily, it is ripped off because in the 30 seconds we saw, it gets pulled off, and she said underneath will be another dress that will actually be a light, like it'll shine back. So I think there's like light in her dress sort of thing. It's at the point where she says there's a light guiding you home. So I think they're trying to put that in. It sounds clever, but when I think of lights on dresses, I think Electro Velvet, and they weren't great. So I'm worried. And this was the one song I was really concerned about their staging and how they were going to do it because I had no ideas. And I'm not sure. I still love the song, but do I think it can win now? No, I don't think it's a winner now, and I was hoping it would be. I mean, I was just happy staging wise with her just singing on her own, and then after she finishes the last chord and the last drum beat hits, just a light comes on and shines on her from the front, like a lighthouse. But obviously, they could still do that. I doubt it, but it's not going to win now, sadly. But it's still one of my favourites from this year. But my favourites never do well. I've learned. The last 2 years, they have bombed big time. There we go. Qualifier number 7 is probably the biggest fan favourite I've seen in a long time. It is Zoe Austria of Line C. Like, this song has literally done so much better than I could ever imagine it doing. I thought, yeah, it's a sweet song, it's cute, but people are just going to throw it away by the time the rest of the songs come out. But she probably could be the most popular act from this year if we're thinking about just typical media reception and how she comes across and everything. And the song, first of all, I think is fantastic. I really do like this song. Like, this song gets in my head all the time. and it's a great song to have when you're walking because it's got a great steady pace to it. I like the staging in the national final. They toned it down a bit, like it's less pink and less, and her dress has changed. I love her dress, though. Can we just quickly say that point? The treadmill will still be there. It wasn't in the first second clip, but she has been saying the entire time there'll be a wider treadmill and a bigger one. So the treadmill will return, thankfully. And yeah, I really like the song, and I really hope it will qualify. Can it? This is the one I am not so yes in my head. This is qualifying. If it is, it's borderline. I think it is fighting for those last 2 or 3 spots. It'll end between 8th and 12th, I think. So if it misses out, it'll just miss out. But I hope it is in the final. No, go on, Callum, sorry. I thought everyone was going to explode then, so...
I'm holding my explosion.
Yeah, borderline qualifier. I think because Zoe is such a fan favourite, I think people are seeing her and then thinking, oh, I love her song just because of who she is. But then I don't think that's going to translate into enough votes to get her through. And this is just another case of it might qualify. But I think she's fantastic. She's got a great song, great voice, and she's just a lovely girl, isn't she? And yeah, I think it's a nice performance to watch as well.
Oh.
You go ahead.
Okay. I think it will definitely qualify, but I don't know whether that's me being biased or not, because I've loved it since the national final performance, as you know. And I was over the moon that it won the national final, and I will be definitely over the moon if it qualifies. But I was there at London Eurovision, and the cheer for when she finished was absolutely amazing. It was massive, like the biggest show of the night for sure.
Yeah.
And that gave me more hope for if it will qualify. But then again, mainly fans were there, so obviously because it's a fan favourite, everyone loved it. But obviously, I think it will qualify, and that's me. That's like my bet there. I hope it will qualify, and I think it will.
If this was in semi-final 2, I would have no issue thinking. I wouldn't even debate this in my head if it qualified. It would sail through. But it's just because there's so many strong songs surrounding it. I mean, it might be another El Haidardani moment where, because the public love it so much, if she is falling just short after the jury final, that will push her through. I mean, because her voice is good. Her voice is very good, and she can sing very well. So I'm hoping she does get through, but I'm just not sure. And I don't know if this will hurt her or not, but she is following Cyprus, so I don't know if following a big rock number like that to something calm will help or hinder her, but I guess only time will tell. But I'm hoping she qualifies. Hoping. Qualified from our Euro trip jury, it's Cyprus, -1 and Alter Ego. I think all of us are kind of in consistent agreement about this song. I mean, I'm still a bit shocked this has come out of Cyprus, considering the last few years what they've said has been pretty poor. I think from the years I've been watching Eurovision, there's only been one song of theirs I liked, which was Ivy Adamo. All the others I've just really thrown away, not cared for. But this, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a massive rock fan, but I really get into this, like especially on the hook and the refrain. I really get into that. So I think this is qualifying, and I think it's good for the contest if it qualifies, just so again we have more variety in the final. Because if a rock song can qualify, more people then look at the contest more seriously, and not just because and not alienate it, not just say it's pop, it's this, it's that. So I think it will qualify. Again, it's something that I'm not really debating that it won't. I mean, this is top 6 in the semi-final, I feel, if they can get it right on the night. So yeah, definite qualifier in my eyes.
I think at first I really liked the song, and I still really do like the song. Although at first I saw the first rehearsal and I saw they have cages, and I thought it's a bit strange, and I think it was Turkey 2011. I think had cages as well.
yeah, and the woman in
Yeah,
the circle.
and I thought that was a bit strange, but probably not as strange as Turkey 2011. But it's different, the staging, obviously, because we haven't seen cages in years, probably. Um, but live, they're really good. They're really good fun to listen to live. Again, from London, they're a party, and obviously they're different because this year we have a few rock songs. Maybe I'm not sure. Is Montenegro in the first semi or the second? The first as well, but in my opinion, Cyprus is way above Montenegro in that sense. And I'd say probably about sixth. It'll qualify in about fifth or sixth, I'd say, because it's not the best and not the favourite, but it can do really well.
Yeah, I love this. I honestly can't stop listening to it. And I showed it to my friends as well, and they're totally agreeing that they love it as well. It's what Eurovision needs. It's a rock song, but it's also got a little bit of EDM as well to keep it a little bit more Eurovision. They're great performers. They've got a lot of energy. But as Emily was saying about the staging with the cages, not too sure about that, but we've only seen half a minute of it, so maybe that'll make more sense on the night. We'll see. But I think Eurovision needs a bit of rock music, just to throw in a little bit of different genres to everybody else watching. But I think if any rock song is going to qualify, it's definitely going to be Cyprus.
Just going on to your EDM point there, Callum, yeah, you can definitely see that Thomas Gierson's had an influence in it, because it's that fine balance of rock and pop, which makes it so accessible to everyone. Because I've not seen anyone really, like, massively knock this song, because it's not really a certain genre that you can knock it for. So, it's quite a, I wouldn't say safe song, but it's just a demographically pleasing song. It's a lot like what Mons was last year, quite inoffensive. And it could do very well, we don't know. We know from interviewing them a few months ago, they would love to replicate their best finish, which was 5th, and they actually now up that and they want to win and host it. Like, that's now their goal. If it's a winner, I don't know, but, you know, it was 10 years since Lordi won, and that was a rock song, so rock could win again 10 years on. Who knows?
Why not?
And our final qualifier from the semi-final is the Czech Republic. I stand, Gabriela Guntikova. Callum, what are your first thoughts?
I'm just really surprised that's one of the qualifiers, really. Really?
Yeah?
Oh, no, surely not.
Yeah.
It's just... Oh, no. I think I've only listened to this song all the way through 3 times. It's just so boring. And her staging looks so simple, but not simple in an effective way. Simple in a, do I have to watch this kind of way? She has a nice voice, but I think that's it. I'm done. Next.
I'll jump in next. I have to agree, like, if I could go back and, bear in mind we marked these songs weeks and weeks ago, if I could go back and change it, I would drop this mark down. I think I gave it a 6, no, I think I gave it a 7, I would drop it down. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I do not see this qualifying, because she has been screwed over with the running order the worst anyone has this semi-final thing. She is slap bang between Russia and Cyprus. And everyone's excited for Russia and Cyprus. No one's going to care about Czech Republic. No one's going to care about a woman in a white dress standing there doing nothing. I mean, yeah, she sings nice. She's a pretty singer. She's a pretty girl. But the song, I have to agree, is just I don't listen to it anymore. It's just drab. And that last, like, when she does that, when it all goes quiet and then she just shouts, "I stand." It's like, dear God. So, yeah. I was a bit surprised when I did all the marks and saw this qualified as well. I think I need to have a word with the 3 others who aren't here. Actually, no, I've got the marks. Who actually marked this highly? Who marked this highly? The highest markers. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
What did I mark it? I can't remember.
You gave it an 8, Noah gave it a 9, Rob gave it a 6, and me and James gave it a 7. I would drop that down. I regret that.
I wouldn't.
Anyway,
I still agree with 8 out of 10.
okay, why does it warrant an 8 out of 10 then? This should be good.
Well, I sort of agree with it being boring points. It's sort of just like a plain ballad, doesn't really go anywhere. But after I saw the first rehearsal, I was actually really shocked, like pleasantly shocked, because I don't agree with what Callum said about the staging. I really like the little diamond things behind and stuff, and the dress. It looked really nice. Hey, I saw that. And her vocals actually really surprised me, obviously because she hasn't been to any pre-parties this time round, because I think she had her own tour to do or something like that. I wasn't sure on how she would sound, but she really surprised me, it really shocked me about how strong her voice is. But the thing is, if she was going with a different song, then yeah, maybe it would be a winner, just because her voice is absolutely amazing. But the song, yeah, I agree, is sort of boring. But I don't know. I probably would enjoy watching it, but because it's between Russia and Cyprus, that marks it down a lot. Mainly because Russia and Cyprus are like in my top 5 anyway. But I'd still give it an 8, or 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like, I agree. Vocals, we can't fault her. If she came back, I'd be very happy if she was announced that she was returning. Just give her a song with more life. That's all. And final point, I don't care what anyone says, this is not their best entry. Last year's was stronger.
Yeah,
I think.
agreed.
I don't know where people are even trying to compare Hope Never Dies to I Stand, because Hope Never Dies kills it 100%, and that should have got through.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 10, but we're now going to quickly go through 11th to 18th, and this is in the order they actually placed as well, this is not randomised anymore. In 11th we had Moldova, 12th was Finland, 13th the Netherlands, 14th Bosnia, 15th Armenia, 16th Greece, 17th San Marino, and rounding it out was Montenegro in 18th place. Right, we're just going to quickly flip through these. 11th place Moldova, yes or no, do you like the song? I love it, want it to qualify. Do I think it can? Probably not, but I love the song. Yay!
I don't like it.
Me neither.
No, it doesn't work for me. Very dated.
I agree, it's not my
don't
favourite.
like it.
It wasn't my favourite song in this selection, but it was my second favourite, so I'm still happy it's going. But I agree it is dated, but that's why I love Eurovision. It's the sort of song that made me fall in love with it. 12th place was Finland, quite a shock winner in UMK. It was alright, but it's faded. And it's opening, so it's really not got a chance.
Yeah.
Doesn't sorry, carry on. You go, Callum, you go.
Yeah, the fact that it's opening isn't going to help. It's a nice, catchy song, but that's all really. It's nice to listen to.
It's fun, catchy. It will obviously open the show. Good start to the show. But I can't see it qualifying like it didn't for us. And I think it might even get worse than 12th in the actual thing, if I'm honest.
18th, the Netherlands, not surprised about that placing. It's a dull song, the staging's nice and it looks ready to go, but it doesn't elevate and improve the song. I find this just boring. I find it a 3-minute loop. It's a song my mum would like, but it's quite country, but it's not for me. I like country, but this is just done.
Whoa. Come on. I can't agree with anything you just said. I think it's another thing that Eurovision kind of needs, in that it's a different genre kind of country, and I think because it's called Slow Down, I think that's what you kind of need to do in this. It's a nice song to have on and just relax and just enjoy, and I think that's why it's good, and he's great as well. Dara is just brilliant.
Yeah, I agree with Callum. I think if it does qualify, it's a borderline one. It's not my favourite, but it's not bad either.
And so its running order doesn't help. It's placed between Croatia and Armenia, so I think it's going to get missed. So they need to ditch the whole common Linux thing just because it worked for them once. I think they're still holding on to that with everyone, so they need to let go. Personally. 14th, Bosnia. It's an alright song. I didn't mind it when it first came out, but I've forgotten it since, and I'm still have a massive gripe with the rap. I mean, it's not bad rap, it just has no place in the song.
Agreed. Yeah, it's an okay song. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't qualify.
Yeah, it's a Balkan ballad up to a point when the rapping kicks in. They need to get rid of the rapping. It doesn't work. But yeah, it's a Balkan ballad, but it's not as good as we've heard in the past. And I agree with Emily. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't qualify.
15th place, Armenia. Now, I think this is one that we've dropped out that is going to qualify. I still cannot get into this song at all. I try and I try and I try with the listening, but you can't have 50 seconds of build up in a 3-minute song. And the talking at the beginning, oh my god, it's awful. Hey, it's me. Oh, hi Adele. Oh, it's awful. No. I don't even like what she's going to wear, the leotard and the cape, so no, not for me at all.
I want to jump in straight away and defend this because ever since the first listen I had of this, I loved it, honestly. I think Armenia are good at experimenting at Eurovision, and I think they've done well again with Love Wave this year. She's a great performer, she's got such a powerful voice and it works so well for this song. And when she was rehearsing the other day, I saw so many people online saying, oh wow, maybe this can do top 5 or top 3, or maybe a dark horse to win. And I'm just sitting on my high horse thinking, yeah, I'd like this from day one. But I can't believe you don't like it. I absolutely love this to bits.
It's more of a song than Iveta, can I just say. She's a great singer, but the song is just awful.
Yeah, I mean, the song is a bit all over the place, if you ask me, but my opinion has changed since it first came out. At first, obviously, I was a bit like, whoa, this is a bit of a mess. But since watching the first rehearsal, I think Iveta is a really good performer. Her voice is ridiculously strong. When I heard it, I was shocked. I was like, whoa, that's actually really good. And now thinking about it, I would probably place it higher. I don't even know what score I gave it, but I'm pretty sure I think it was quite a low score. I would definitely rank it higher, and I would say that it will definitely qualify.
No, you did mark it low. I think we were the same. Hang on, I need to check now because I just like being nosy.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
think it was quite.
I marked it above you actually. You gave it 3. At least I gave it.
Yeah, exactly.
At least I gave
That's
it
because I
3.5.
didn't like the song. I didn't like the song, but now I do.
I mean,
Sort of.
the best part is in about the 2-minute mark when the instrumental sort of solo kicks in. That's nice, but the rest I'm just like, yeah, chuck, bye, whatever. Right, our bottom 3. First one is Greece. This I gave a 1 out of 10. This is my least favourite song of all 42. Bottom of the pile, it is staying there. People are actually saying this can now qualify after the staging. No staging can save this song. I'm sorry. The females aren't strong enough singers on the chorus. And yeah, there's some white and there's some traditional dancing and there's some black and gold and that's all nice, but it's just covering up a really bad song. And it's going second. So Argo is no. No. What do you think of Argo?
Yeah.
Argo is no go. I'm not feeling it. Like, I've never really liked the song, and no matter how amazing the dancing is that they put on, it's just not doing it for me. And as you said, performing second is just not good at all. I don't think it will qualify whatsoever, really.
No, I have to agree. Greece have got a 100% qualification record, haven't they?
They do.
They
There's
do.
only 2 nations
Yep.
left with a 100% qualification in the semi-finals.
Well, you can kiss goodbye to that one, honestly. That's all we need to say, really, isn't it?
Yeah. 17th place for San Marino if I didn't know. Emily, I'm coming straight to you with this because you marked this quite highly, so I want to hear your reason behind this.
It's such a guilty pleasure for me. I actually really enjoy listening to it. But then again, I heard the first rehearsal and I was a bit like disheartened because their live vocals are not so good. Like the backing singers especially, because there's so many of them, they're all women. They all sort of overpower Serhat a little bit, like because there's so many. And that's all I can hear when I've heard it, and they didn't sound very good. But I love the fact that they changed it into the disco version. That is my favourite thing ever. And it's a guilty pleasure, but I don't think it will finish last in the semi-final. But I think it'll finish like near bottom, and I know that it probably won't qualify because it's in too strong of a semi-final. Maybe in semi-final too, but not one.
No, this isn't qualifying, is it? He's such a bad performer live as well, and as I was saying, his backing vocalists just overpowering him so much, and you think they're the performers that we should be looking at. Yeah, it's kind of a joke, really, isn't it? You think, oh, is San Marino messing with us? I don't know. It's just, I don't want to see qualified.
It's like I said, it's a worry when you only really listen to the song for the backing vocalists, like I do, because in the studio version they're pretty good, but then in live it's just cheesy, it's dated, it's just nothing's good. And at the end, when he takes his hat off and throws it into the crowds, that's just bad as well. So this is not qualifying, not no way, not no how, and even in semi-final two it wouldn't qualify. And a lot of people are kind of like saying this could be San Marino's exit to the competition because they're so angry about the voting change. And I hope it's not, because I don't want them to leave on this big of a clunker. Because San Marino, although their songs have never been brilliant, they've always been credible to an extent. And I'd hate for this to be like their exit out the competition. And finally, Montenegro with Highway the Real Thing. Emily, shall we start with you again? Because you seem to just enjoy this song so much.
Sure. I'm not surprised, really, that it ended up last for us. It's probably my 43rd, well, 42nd, should I say. Although I did mention earlier, well, not off the recording, about how I had it in my head. I had the guitar riff stuck in my head after the first rehearsal. It's still not going anywhere for me. It's too flat. It doesn't go anywhere. I don't know. I don't see it qualifying.
Yeah, it has, the guitar is a bit memorable, but I think that's all it's got going for it. It doesn't build into anything like you might expect it to when it begins. But definitely not a qualifier, definitely not.
No, I mean, I get what they were trying to do, and they're just staying true to like proper sort of metal rock, but when you look at it lyrically as well, it just comes off really misogynistic, really creepy, and it just doesn't. No, I just don't like this song at all. It just, it's not qualifying. So yeah, I can't be surprised. So last question to round this off, because we've had our 10 and we've gone through the other 8. What song do you think is finishing dead last in this semi-final? If you could put a song last, what is finishing last? Let's go around to Emily. Let's go first with you.
Probably Montenegro. I don't know. There's quite a few that I think will do badly, but I think the last place spot definitely belongs to Montenegro.
For me, Greece, no question. Greece, bottom.
Yeah, I have to give it to Greece as well. Like, it's between those two, but no, Greece, it's the weakest song. Yeah, at least with Highway there's some energy. Greece does not. So, Greece for me as well. So that's what we think of semi-final 1. Agree or disagree? Make sure so you let us know, and we'll see on the 10th of May how many of our qualifiers actually qualify.